Hi guys, so today we're going to talk about research skills, but first let me just show you what I look like and who I am. This is me. My name's Amanda Bowman, or Miss Bowman. This is a picture of me this summer where I was a camp counselor in Oregonia, Ohio. And this is me after a pretty rough camp week. It's not the best picture, but I think it captures my sass. So let's start on them research skills. Okay, this is a Nearpod presentation that I recently created and used in my integrated social studies class. So, the first question is, why is it important that we understand where our elected officials stand on important issues? So after this PowerPoint concludes, we're going to complete an assignment where we look up the political positions of our leading representatives and senators in the United States Congress. You're going to look up where they stand on immigration, homosexual marriage, individual privacy, and I want to say, let me look real quick, and gun control. Some of the big issues state in our current political atmosphere and whatnot. Let's move on. Okay, but to look these up, you're going to have to know how to conduct credible internet research. We all conduct a lot of internet research, usually not that credible if we're being honest. The things on Facebook do not count. The things that pop up randomly in a Google search do not count. So how do we conduct credible internet research? The first step is the search. When you're searching for something, you can't be too broad or you can't be too specific, or nothing really good and credible is going to pop up. You have to use effective keywords. So if you're going to look up something about, let's say, Mitch McConnell's views on immigration, you're going to want to type in Mitch McConnell, immigration, not Mexican-American relations since 1955. That's not really effective use of keywords. And if you're going to look for a specific phrase, try to put that phrase in quotations so that that phrase will pop up in whatever search you get. And if one search doesn't produce what you want, try rewording your search. Usually it'll work. Don't give up too soon. So, here comes our next question. Which of the following is an effective search about Mitch McConnell's views on immigration? And the correct answer was Mitch McConnell, immigration. Sorry that it didn't pop up on the screen. Our second step is picking your source. Wikipedia is not always reliable. Anyone can go on there and add anything. I could go on there and talk about mitosis. Do I know anything about mitosis? Not a bit. But I could write a Wikipedia page about it and no one could stop me. But Wikipedia can be a good starting point, though. You can find a lot of general information on there, and usually credible Wikipedia pages, they'll have their resources. And you can go to those resources, and those are credible, and use those. So Wikipedia can be a good starting point. Usually credible websites end in .org, .edu, or .gov. For example, USDA.gov, the United States Department of Agriculture, or EKU.edu. If something's put out by an organization, a college, or the government, it's going to be pretty well researched and it's going to be pretty legit. So here are the 5 questions you should ask yourself when reading a source. Number 1, who? Who wrote this source? Would they have any biases? Let's talk about a source on the Holocaust. If it's written by a Nazi, is it going to be biased? Heck freaking yeah. Second question is what? What is this source? Is this a persuasive piece? Is it an informative piece? Is it a blog post? Is it a newspaper article? The type of source can really determine what kind of source it's going to be. Like a blog post, probably going to be someone's personal opinion. But a news article, it's going to be pretty legit. Our third source is where. Where is this source being published? Is it being published on a blog? Is it being published by CNN.com? Is it being published by USDA.gov? Where you find the source can make all the difference. Our fourth question is when. When was this source published? Usually, the rule of thumb is 10 years. If it's published within the last 10 years, probably credible. If it's over 10 years, some of the information can be outdated or it can be disproven by now. Like something published in the 80s could be disproven in 2010. Our fifth question is why. Why was this source written? Was it written to persuade someone? Was it written to inform someone? If it's written to be argumentative, it's probably not going to be too biased. It's probably going to be pretty biased, and they're not always going to present the argument clearly or fairly. So with that in mind, we're going to start our research now. And the Republicans that will be researching are Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, Paul Ryan of Wisconsin, John Boehner of Ohio, John McCain of Arizona, Andy Barr of Kentucky, and Rand Paul of Kentucky. Mitch McConnell is the current majority leader in the Senate. Paul Ryan is the new Speaker of the House, which makes him third in line for the presidency. John Boehner is the former Speaker of the House and was just recently replaced within the last week. John McCain ran for president in 2008 against Obama, and Andy Barr is the representative for Richmond and Lexington. And Rand Paul, he's our senator from Kentucky. The Democrats that we'll be researching are Harry Reid from Nevada, Patrick Leahy from Vermont, Nancy Pelosi from California, Bernie Sanders from Vermont, and Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts. Harry Reid is currently the Senate Minority Leader and was the Majority Leader until the last election cycle. Patrick Leahy is the current President pro tempore of the Senate. Nancy Pelosi used to be Speaker of the House, but now she's the Minority Leader in the House of Representatives. Bernie Sanders is currently running for president, and Elizabeth Warren is pretty prominent in bank reform. Also included is John Yarmuth, who is the only representative from Kentucky who is a Democrat and represents the Louisville area. So, you guys will be going onto the link that I sent you in your email, and it is a Google Doc. You've already been assigned your group, so on this Google Doc, fill in the people and their stances for your group. So if you're in group 1, you'll be filling out Mitch McConnell and Harry Reid on immigration, homosexual marriage, and gun control, and individual privacy. Sorry guys, I almost forgot that one. If you are group 2, you'll be doing Paul Ryan and Patrick Leahy on the same exact issues, and so on. There are 9 groups total, and all of that information is right there on your Google Doc. Now, once you've completed your Google Doc, I want you to compare and contrast the people in writing. Take your bullet points from the Google Doc, write it out in paragraph form. What are the similarities? What are the differences? Okay, and once everyone has filled in this chart, I want you to read everyone's responses. And after you read everyone's responses, discuss any similarities that you notice between the Democrats and the Republicans. Notice the differences you find between the Republicans and the Democrats. Analyze those similarities and those differences. Are there key differences amongst the people, or are there key differences amongst the parties? Okay, and that is it. Okay, guys, answer those questions on this Google Doc, and you will be good to go. That's it.